Yo, 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 what's up, ladies and gentlemen? I always say that same thing, and I don't know why. But if you don't know who I am, my name is Shook. Make videos for NBA. I also cover that in my Discord, do a bunch of other stuff for my Discord as well. Why did that pull up? I'll talk about that in a sec. But all these videos get posted right here on the subreddit. It's called DF Sports right here. Username Shook. You can find my posts. I update with news that comes out if there is any. You can talk strategy here, ask me questions about the slate. Always respond to you. And then if you ever need to get a hold of me privately, you can do so on Twitter right here at Tory Langley 1992. So, kind of a break even day on Showdown for me. And then I just play cash. I just play cash, chopped a bunch. So, really going to depend on how my day goes tomorrow for the 2-game slate because I entered the windmill. It's, I believe, like a $200 contest. That's really going to depend on how my day goes. I only have Malcolm Brogdon and Jason Tatum in that game, and you would think I'm dead with Tatum. And just, nope, not dead at all. Not dead at all. I faded everyone else in that game. There were massive chalk busts in that game. So if you were underweight on that game, you are looking good. I'm not looking good with Tatum, but I'm definitely still looking solid for a min cash at the very least. We'll see how tomorrow goes. Tatum was also like 60-70% in high stakes stuff. So he didn't really kill you, but you're probably not going to bink with Tatum. But yeah, just Brogdon, just Tatum in the first game. So looking pretty good going into tomorrow. This is my Showdown lineup. As you can see, it just chopped. Basically broke even on Showdown, like I said. The core that I had for today was Malcolm Brogdon. He smashed. I was shocked. He was only 70% owned in cash. James Harden was a core play for me. He outdid Embiid point per dollar. That's what I was deciding on. I was going to make Jaylen Brown core with Tatum, but I thought it was pretty obvious to play both Tatum and Jaylen Brown and then pick one of Joel Embiid or James Harden. I went with James Harden. That ended up working out pretty well. As you can see, Joel Embiid, massive bust with 5 blocks. So going Harden over Embiid, which I think Harden was the more optimal play, worked out huge. It's the reason why I made my money back. And then what did I say? Core was, Tatum, Harden, Brogdon, and then round out my lineup with Georges Niang, Derek White, who had 0 fantasy points in the first, 15 of his minutes, and then didn't play the fourth, or he got some run in the fourth, but so day on the Showdown, like I said, break even. Tomorrow will be the test for me in my entry into the windmill. So if you're interested in joining my Discord where I have in-depth content going over each slate, player pools for cash and tournaments, I give you a core of 4 players to play and stuff like that. I'll have a link to that down below in the comments. Have tremendous success in the playoffs so far. Past few days been rough, but overall been very good. So there is one thing of note to go over in this series, and that is the rotations for both teams. I don't know what Steve Kerr is doing. I don't know why he's playing Andrew Wiggins only 12 first half minutes. I don't know why he's playing JaMychal Green. I don't know why Moses Moody's in the rotation. I don't know why we're not playing like I said, Wiggins more, Draymond more. I'm fine with Looney only playing 30 minutes. I'll explain a play in this Showdown that I do like quite a bit, which I think makes some sense here. It'll be either Draymond or Looney that might get cut. We'll talk about that in a minute. And then Lakers ran a really tight rotation, which is what Steve Kerr should have done. You saw Jared Vanderbilt guard Steph, so they played him a bit more. I think that stays the same. You saw Reeves obviously play huge minutes. You saw D'Lo play 30. You saw Schroeder play 30. You saw Rui basically almost get X'd out of the rotation, which I think is correct. They should be going with guys like Schroeder, Vanderbilt, D'Lo, Reeves, and then obviously LeBron, AD. So smart coaching there, in my opinion. I believe they're going to keep doing it. So we'll talk about this slate right now, and then I have a hot take going over these Warriors. I'll go over that hot take in a minute when we're done here. All right, going over the Lakers. So AD LeBron, I feel like AD is probably going to be the most popular spend up on this slate. I think he looks great for good reason. Warriors, they play small. They like to play small. He's playing 44 minutes a game. You saw an outrageous 23 rebounds from him. I don't know if that happens again, but I mean, he's been phenomenal. I know he's been up and down, but I don't really care about that. I just think he absolutely feasts here, especially on the glass in this matchup. It's just like a dream scenario for him. So I think AD looks phenomenal. Now, I think AD is going to be way, way more popular than LeBron James. If you wanted to go to LeBron James for tournaments, I definitely think that's something you can do. Or you can play both. I also think that's fine. I don't know what the optimal build will be. I assume it'll be at least Anthony Davis and then one of Steph and LeBron. One of Steph or LeBron. We'll see. But yeah, absolutely love Anthony Davis in this spot. I mean, he's just going to feast. And then, like I said, LeBron, more of the contrarian play between the two, but another solid play to me. They're just going to play huge, huge minutes. But I think that the matchup and the skill set for this matchup just fits Anthony Davis just so, so much. So, love AD. LeBron's fine. D'Lo, Austin Reeves, I think are solid plays in the mid-range here once again at 7-4 and 7-2 respectively. Austin Reeves, his minutes are more secure. I think D'Lo, his minutes are still pretty secure. Like I said, I think they're going to go with that same rotation as last game, so I expect over 30 minutes from D'Lo regardless. And then I expect massive minutes for Austin Reeves. So what I would do here is I would just play whoever's low owned. So if you have ownership projections, I think they're going to project very similar. Personally, for me, whenever and I don't think enough people do this, when someone is going to project similar fantasy point wise, whether it's like 1 point less, 1 point more, 0.5, etc., just look at their ownership and go with the lower owned guy between the two. I think that's something that, especially for Showdown, that I don't think a lot of people do. You can play both together, absolutely. You can do that too, but I think they're both very good plays at 7-4 and 7-2. I have a feeling D'Lo is going to be way more popular than Reeves, so if you don't have projections, maybe you go off that and just play Reeves over D'Lo. That's just my take. I think D'Lo will be more popular. And then the value. I'm really high on Schroeder and Vanderbilt. I think they're both two really good value plays if we're going to get this same rotation. Now, I don't think you can expect 30 minutes from Schroeder, but I think we get like low to mid-20s at the very least. Solid point per minute guy that does have a ceiling. 4-2, it just a very good price tag for him. So I'm really high on Schroeder. I think Vanderbilt's a good value as well. I think we get at least 20 minutes from him. Like I said, guarded Steph some, so I think they'll do that again. Good rebounder. Obviously, being alongside AD does hurt a bit, but, good defender. Can get those defensive stats. I wouldn't say he is double-double upside, but playing alongside AD. But another solid value play, in my opinion. Rui only played 11 minutes, so he is just a complete tournament dart for me. And what I mean by that means I would only get exposure to him and maybe like if you're playing 20 max, like one lineup maybe. If you're playing 150 max, maybe you get like, I don't know, 5% or something, 5, 8, 10, whatever. Whatever's up to you. You can do whatever you want. But I wouldn't go there personally for me in my single entry. But just a tournament dart throw. And then Troy Brown Jr. at 2.2K saw 12 minutes. He's another viable dart. I preferred him when he was $1,000. 2.2 is just like, all right, fine, whatever. I hate it, but it's perfectly fine with it. But I don't think it will it will be necessary on this slate. So let's go over the Warriors and let's go over what my hot take is. So I think there is a chance that Jordan Poole starts in this game. And whether that's for Draymond, whether that's for Looney, I don't really know. I think there's a chance that Jordan Poole could start here. The Warriors' worst lineup on the court last night, I believe it was last night, they were, I believe, minus 22. That was Draymond and Looney. Their Draymond-Looney lineup. It was absolutely atrocious. It was their worst lineup by far that they had out there on the court. I also think Steve Kerr is going to have to trim this rotation down. You got to get JaMychal Green out of there. You got to get Moses Moody out of there. And just play GP2, Poole, and Dante off the bench. So I wouldn't go to JaMychal Green. I wouldn't go to Moses Moody. Like, I'd rather play Troy Brown over those guys. So, like I said, I think there's a chance they could go to Poole here in the starting lineup. If they don't go to Poole in the starting lineup, I still think he's a good play because I think they're going to have to play him more. I think the best chance to beat this team is going smaller. Like I said, that lineup with Draymond and Looney is which is terrible, terrible, terrible. Hopefully, I'm not overreacting here, but I think their best chance to win is going smaller, playing Poole more. So I think Poole is a really, really interesting tournament play. If you guys want my favorite tournament play, not my favorite, he's not my favorite tournament play, but if you want like a tournament play for me that I think could get extended, could get a little bit of run that I think could be low on, he might be popular from last game, but I think Jordan Poole is just very, very interesting, even if he comes off the bench or starts. If he starts, he's probably going to get a ton of ownership and he'd be a good play, but I'd prefer him to come off the bench because I think he's going to play more in this spot. But let's go over the top guys, and assuming they go with the same lineup. So Steph, I mean, I don't think he's going to be as passive as he was in game one. He had 15 fantasy points going into the fourth. He took over in the fourth. I expect Steve Kerr trim down this rotation, play their main guys a lot more. So Steph looks great. I prefer him to LeBron, I think, but I don't prefer him to AD. This grouping of Clay, Looney, Wiggins, and Draymond Green are all kind of pretty similar to me. I think Looney's definitely my least favorite of the bunch. Klay Thompson definitely has the lowest floor of the bunch, but definitely has the highest ceiling, in my opinion. So if you want strictly ceiling, I lean Klay Thompson. Like I said, 34 minutes ain't going to cut it. It ain't going to cut it. You're just going to lose. So I think Steve Kerr plays him 38, 39 minutes here. So like Wiggins, I like Draymond, assuming he starts. If he comes off the bench, we'll reevaluate. But a very, very safe play, Draymond and Wiggins are. Like I said, Clay, more ceiling for me. Just you can get there in cash too, but more tournament for me. And like I said, I like Jordan Poole. I think they're going to have to play more. I think their best chance to win is going small. And then Dante, GP2, Moody, Michael Green. I would not play Green. I would not play Moody. Green's going to get axed, I think, in my opinion. I don't think Moody's going to play enough. I'd rather just play Troy Brown. And then Dante, GP2, I mean, they're going to be in the rotation. As far as minutes go for either, your guess is kind of as good as mine. I would think Gary Payton at least plays 10 minutes, which also it makes him viable. I'd prefer not to go to these guys, but if you really, really need the savings, it's fine. I really don't like it though. So let's go over some other things. What else can we go over here? So like I said, I'd rather play AD over Steph and LeBron. I'd rather play Steph over LeBron. I think Clay is my favorite of this grouping of Draymond, Wiggins, Looney, Clay. I prefer D'Lo straight up to Reeves, but I think Reeves is the pivot if he's going to be lower owned. And then Jordan Poole is kind of in this standstill price range by himself, but I really like him for tournaments. Jared Vanderbilt, Dennis Schroeder are two of the best value plays on the slate. No strong takes there, but I'd rather play Dennis Schroeder over Jared Vanderbilt. And then really just large field stuff. Dante, Gary Payton, large field stuff. Can you pump with the 1K guy on this slate? No. Stop it. Stop it. No. It's very rare that a 1K punt is going to be in the optimal lineup. You are going for first place. You want first place. Sure, if you just want to cash and go with an extra spend up, sure, punt with a 1K guy, expect a 0. I actually think Jonathan Kuminga is very interesting too. I think there's a chance that he could get run. I know he DMP'd last game. So actually, if you were going to punt with a 1K guy, I would go Kuminga there. I actually think there is a chance that Kuminga gets into this rotation tomorrow. I would not be surprised at all. So I think Kuminga's interesting, actually. I take that back. So if you were going to punt with the 1K guy, it would be Jonathan Kuminga for me. But if you think Kuminga's a 0, he DMPs again, it's just not worth it. You want first. There's only been it's very rare the optimal lineup has a 0 in it. The only time that I've seen it happen and remember it from this year, I think it's happened once one or two times this year was a couple weeks ago when in my Discord I said to everyone to either punt with DeAndre Jordan or Austin Rivers, and Austin Rivers was in the optimal as a 1K punt, so that's kind of crazy. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, I appreciate you guys watching. Like I said, Discord link will be down below, and I will talk to you all tomorrow, hopefully.